All right, y'all, let's cut the music. Welcome back to another episode of hashtag CB99 Talks. It's episode 143. Time to talk some WMMA. Yeah, I'm live. I'm live, just so y'all know. It's not pre-recorded. I'm back on here live tonight. Man, still feel like catch up over here, man. Just a lot going on. Been a lot going on, man. It still feels like that catch up to me. Yeah. What's going on? Easy. Easy to hit the like button. Yeah, make sure you do that. Marcus Bell, what's going on? Um, yeah, life has been crazy, but I'm kind of getting back into the motion of things. So um, I'm gonna be coming back on around like 7, every Tuesday like I used to. That was a while ago. Just dealing with life and everything. Like it's crazy trying to think like what my schedule used to be. But now that I'm kind of alone, I got that time to not free time yet, but I got that free time coming back now where it's like, oh, what am I gonna do with myself? I ain't, no family to help out, but which kind of sucks now. But hey, that's how life is, right? This that stage is done now. I'm gonna miss it, of course, but hey, yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna just jump back on here and kind of keep myself busy. But work and stuff like that keeps you busy. But as far as like this gap that I used to have, doing what I had to do, it was like, okay, now that I don't have that going anymore, it's like, wow, you know. So yeah, man. Yeah, what's up? Easy says WMMA is about to get interesting. Yeah, it's about to get interesting, man. And like I was saying the other day, it's like every time I turn around, there's something new to talk about, or there's a new fight announcement. So it's like, okay, hold up, we gotta talk about this. Hold up, we gotta talk about that. And right after I did the Weili Yan video, Rodriguez and Andrade comes out. What's going on, Brian? Paul and JP. Yeah, it was. That's the funny part, man. Because I just put that out and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do a video and talk about Jocelyn Edwards and Chelsea Chandler or something like that. And then Marina and Andrade is scheduled. So I was like, what's going on, man? Like they just banging out fights right now, man. So it's crazy. Uh, but you know how we gonna do? We're gonna try to keep the fingers crossed that no more fights get canceled because we already had 2 cancels, right? Uh Norma Dumont, her fight got canceled, so she ain't coming back to the spring. Macy Chason ain't coming back for another 2 months, so it kind of sucks with that. But yeah, there's just a lot to talk about. So I'm gonna just pick and choose today the fights I'm gonna talk about. Like mostly what you see here is what I'm gonna talk about. Um, because I know some of y'all still been going on about this fight, the Holly Holm and Kayla Harrison, as far as like what's the what's the big motive about signing Kayla Harrison. So I'm gonna talk about that. But yeah, I just picked out some of the fights that's been scheduled that I haven't really gone in about. I did talk about Weili and Yan a little bit. I want to talk about the bantamweight division because you got a lot of bantamweight fights that have been scheduled, and I'm hoping that means something good is happening. As far as like what they bring to the table. And Dern, and I want to talk about Dern and Lemos a little bit. Are we gonna get another knockout on that end? And Manone and Aaron. I haven't talked about Manone and Aaron since it's been official, which is crazy. Me not talking about Manone and Aaron. Yeah, we gotta talk about that fight. All right. Um, Easy said, I really don't think Cyborg was ducking Pacheco though. I really think she thought that the Kayla fight was happening. As far as I knew, Kayla had one more fight. So did the UFC buy her out? Well, according to Kayla, she was already like a free agent. Of course, she was just like a free agent, like So she, of course, she was in that situation where I think she could have done what she wanted. Brian said, "Blessings to you, Kama. Appreciate that. Same to you, man. Folks made awesome human beings. Just keep doing it and making them proud. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, let's jump into this, man. Since you bring up Kayla already, And I want to get started. Let's talk about Kayla and Holly, man. Like signing this fight, I mean, signing Kayla Harrison at this point of her career and the state that the bantamweight division is in, I I I think it all just points to one thing, you know. Of course, they want to hype up UFC 300 right now and bring in some more women, but one of the best ways for them to bring in a little bit more of a bigger fan base for like the WMMA fans, I think, is to sign Kayla Harrison. You know, that's Dana White's thinking. I mean, I wouldn't have thought of it. I wouldn't have done it. You know, I don't really think to me it's going to bring that type of a hype, but we'll see. Because you know there are a lot of Holly Holm fans still out there, and you know if Holly's on the card, people are going to be like, "Oh, I want to see Holly knock out Ronda Rousey Jr." Right? That's how they see it. So to me, I think you know the whole signing behind Kayla Harrison is for her, of course, to make as much money as possible without the big risk, but at the same time, having that UFC name on her now is going to make it look like she is fighting the best. Which you know, of course, the UFC they have quote unquote the best fighters signed, right? But we all know the stage that the bantamweight division is in right now, right? There is no featherweight division technically, and the flyweight division, not the flyweight division, but the bantamweight division is not really peak right now. You know, it's not a peak division. You know, Amanda's gone. Um, Rocky Pennington is the champion now. You know, who feels like she only has a couple more fights than her. And again, you got a 40-some-year-old Holly Holm, who I think Dana White feels can repeat or at least try to make that type of a hype like they did with the Ronda Rousey fight. You know, so to me, that's all it is with this fight. It's I really don't think it's going to lead to something big with Kayla Harrison staying at 135. Is as much as Dana is out here pushing Kayla Harrison as being a legit bantamweight now, I don't think she's going to stick with bantamweight when she moves over there. I mean, she's coming in at bantamweight to kind of, you know, turn some heads and bring in some more people, of course, you know, bring in her fans and maybe bring back some of the ones we lost. But I don't think she's gonna stick around. Yeah, she'll probably try to make this weight. You know, y'all seen the pictures that she's done, right? Y'all see the pictures that she put up of she's done a couple of test runs, you know, at bantamweight. You know, she's made weight a few times. I saw the picture of her and Dustin Poirier, and she did look trimmed down. I mean, she took a lot of weight off from that picture, right? From what I've seen, like she did take off a lot of weight, but my thing is, can she be consistent with that? You know, how long will that last? And to me, I think it might last like a couple of fights. You know, it might last like at least one, or it might last at least two. But if she comes in at the bantamweight limit, or if she gets on the scale and misses weight, but has to like, you know, remove her top or whatever, or take off clothes or cut some hair off, and then she gets back up there and then she's on weight, then we know that they're going to target her for a featherweight division, right? So I think that she'll probably come in at 135 for this fight against Holly Holm, but her staying also depends on how she feels at the weight. Like, yeah, she can make 135, right? You know, she could make the weight. Like she'll come in 135.7, 136 on you know the weigh-in date. But as far as her performance, that's what it's all going to come down to, like how she feels. You know, is her chin going to be weaker? Is she going to be, you know, is she going to be as strong? I don't know. You know, so that's all. That's what I think it's all going to come down to for sure. You know, that's what it's all going to come down to. Like she can make the weight all day now and run these test runs, or you know, come up, say, okay, I made it, let's go. But it's all going to come down to the performance. So, you know, like I said, I don't personally think it's going to last because that's not a good weight for her. It's just not. You know, she's fought at 145. Um, and to me, even then, that was kind of questionable for her at the time because you know she had to cut so much muscle. You know, this girl's mostly muscle. You know, it's not like she's got a lot of fat or she's got some excess weight around the waist. Like, no, she's coming in most of the time looking like a bodybuilder, So looking at her body, like even her legs, like Kayla Harrison is mostly muscle, and the older she's gonna get, it's gonna be harder for her to cut down to 135. Because I mean, like, you look at somebody like Amanda Nunes who walks around like 160, 170, and Kayla Harrison's walking around the same thing, maybe a little bit heavier, So for her trying to do that and make a solid run at bantamweight, I really don't see that happening. I don't see her doing that for like 3 or 4 fights or even like winning the belt at 135. What do y'all think? Y'all think she could win the belt at 135 right now? Or do y'all need to see what she looks like against Holly? I mean, even if she could make weight, do you think she'll be, let's say if she does make weight and she does look good against Holly, do you think she makes a solid run and wins the belt and keeps it? Unless, of course, Amanda comes back. What do y'all think? Easy said it may sound crazy now, but Kayla is not going to do well at 135. First of all, the weight cut, it will make her weak. Yeah. She's not going to be used to the speed of 135, and she gives up a lot of strength. Yeah, because Holly Holm, even though she's getting older, she still makes the weight, but she still has that physical strength for it. Like her physical strength, I think, for the division kind of balances out. Of course, there have been girls that have been stronger than her. Valentina was able to take her down. I think Amanda was stronger than her. But their fight didn't really go that far. But Holly, she was able to just wrestle against Irina Aldana, show how strong she was, physically in those type of fights. Even with Kellen Vieira, so her strength is going to be about the same because she's been here before. Whereas Kayla Harrison, again, how her brain reacts to the weight, how her reflexes is going to be, I don't know. How does she react to getting hit by some shots from Holly Holm? How is that chin going to be? Just a lot of them little questions that need to be answered. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to depend on all of that to see how well she does at 135. How's she going to be on fight night? So we'll see. But really, I think that with her signing now, this is another scenario is where they could be setting up something for her. See, the thing is, I see it like this. Like, this is the second scenario that I've been thinking about with Kayla Harrison. The reason she's signing the 135 right now is because there is a bantamweight division, right? So Dana White probably said, you know what, Kayla will sign you, but you have to make 135, because there is no featherweight division right now. So she probably said, okay, well, what's in it for me? Okay, well, if you get signed, if we sign you and you take the bantamweight fight against Holly Holm for 300, then they'll probably try to bring in other fighters to make 145. That could be an option. Why they don't do it right now, I don't know. More so because there is no featherweight division anymore. Since Amanda let that belt go, they kind of shut it down for now. So my thinking is that, okay, maybe they want to bring her in and let her fight at bantamweight at first, but if she shows any sign of weakness at 135, then Dana will say, okay, well, you tried. We'll let you move up to 145 and we'll sign some more girls. And I say that because I saw that the PFL is not really going to be focused on featherweights anymore. They're not going to focus on featherweights. It seems like they're focusing on the flyweights now, right? And that what they said, they're getting rid of the featherweight division over there. They're going to get rid of their featherweight division. So if they get rid of the featherweights, where are they going to go? Well, we know that Kayla's gone. So where are these other girls going to have to go? Are they going to just go over to the Bellator side or what? I don't know. But some of the girls that don't really have like a solid contract, they'll probably get cut so they could go over to the UFC. And also the girls they already got over there, like Norma Dumont, who's been trying to fight at featherweight, who really isn't in a bantamweight, really needs to be a featherweight. They have Norma, Norma, Chelsea Chandler, those fighters like that. Even Jocelyn Nunes fought at 145. Like, you got some big girls over there now. Chase on that could make featherweight. So that's how I see it right now, is that maybe they're gonna let Kayla make a test run, and if she don't look good, then they'll try to rebuild 145. And I say that because it seems like maybe Amanda Nunes, she knows something. That's why she kind of spoke up last weekend and was like, I still feel like a champion and I want to come back. I want to, I could come back. She's like, I still feel like a champ. I still got the champion mindset, and I still feel strong. So, Amanda Nunes trying to make a little bit of noise right now, trying to put her little 2 cents in, because, you know, she got ears in the street, man. She got ears in the gym, and they probably was like, you know what, Kayla just got signed. So that got a man feeling like, oh, okay, she trying to come to my stomping ground. How about I stomp her out for coming to my stomping grounds? Like she might feel that way right now. So you never know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it just seems like a lot going on behind the scenes that's piecing together a little bit too easy now. Kayla Harrison over here. PFL getting rid of their featherweights. Amanda over here talking about the potential of coming back. So I think they all know something, and probably by the end of the year, you'll see Kayla Harrison fighting at like 145 over there. But to me, like, they could have just went on and let her fight at featherweight. Just go ahead and make the fight at featherweight. There's really no need to even try to make this bantamweight fight. I still tell you this too, man. Like, in the coming months, don't be surprised if this fight gets moved to 140 as a catch weight or 145. Shoot, Holly Holm probably don't have no problem with that, because she fought at featherweight, right? Holly's fought at featherweight, so she don't have no problem with that. So, when it comes down to it, Holly Holm would be down for a featherweight fight. She'll fight anybody. She'll fight at any weight, man. Holly don't care. Holly don't care. If a title shot came at 115, Holly Holm might squeeze down to it. You know what I mean? That's how she likes to get down. Like, if Dana said, "Oh, we need somebody to fill in to fight Weili," she probably try her best to squeeze down there, fight her at 115 and 116. So yeah, go ahead and I say just make it a featherweight fight at this point, because no need to try to kill this girl. I mean, she's trying to make it now. She says she can make it, but you're really killing them right now. Brian Williams, he said they won't do 145 because they would have to deplete 135 to stop 145. If they keep 145, Norma, Macy, Chelsea, Jocelyn all moving up immediately. That's ranked bantamweight's gone. Who's going to replace them? Well, I would say keep Jocelyn Nunes, as small as she is. I will take her off the list, Brian. I'll take her off the bantamweight list because she didn't look that good against Zara Farron, right? She didn't look that good. Jocelyn, I think, as small as she is at 5'2", she needs to be a bantamweight. Chelsea, Macy, and Norma, they could move up and you can replace them, because you got like 8 new bantamweights coming in. You got the girl, of course, you got Melissa Dixon. She's ranked, but you got the girl that Melissa Dixon beat named Daria. I think her name is Lesnikova. She's coming in. Who else? That Montserrat Rendon girl that's coming in. Her and Daria actually fighting. So you got about like six girls that are coming in that could replace those 2 or those 3. And Norma, really, come on, like Norma, when I think about it, she's not really a bantamweight. Like, next to Kayla, to me, Norma doesn't consistently make bantamweight. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see her making bantamweight 4 or 5 times in a row. Has Norma ever fought bantamweight 4 or 5 times in a row? Or, like at least 3 times? Seems like there's always been like a featherweight fight in there for Norma. So to me, Norma still is not like an official bantamweight. That's just me. Like, I don't see her as like official bantamweight where we have to worry about losing somebody in the rankings. Like, she could be replaced. Oh, Brian said, yeah, Melissa Dixon, I believe that too. Yeah, Melissa Dixon, to me, has the most potential. She's undefeated. I think she has a good ground game. She's exciting. She has the striking too. Yeah, but as far as like just at some point getting ranked, I think those girls might get like a ranking. You could put them in there, but yeah, I think Melissa Dixon, she'll prove herself even more with the next win, with the next fight she has. She's fighting that Cornell girl, right? And I think that she's a little bit well rounded. But I might talk a little bit about that fight tonight. Yeah, let's talk about them. But yeah, I was gonna say this about Norma Dumont though. Like they should have just made Norma Dumont. Well, no, they ain't gonna do that, man. I like to see Norma Dumont versus Kayla Harrison. Like Norma versus Kayla Harrison. I know that don't really have like the ring to people for the UFC, UFC 300. I'm just saying, like Norma versus Kayla to me as like a hardcore fan seems more appealing, just because Norma's younger, Norma's more around her size, and Norma would give her some problems, I think, as far as like the movement. But I need to see Kayla against some like strong grapplers, like some big grapplers. Somebody like Marina Mahatnika again, or somebody again that can bring that Pacheco energy to her. To see her really make adjustments in there. James, what's up? He said Kayla at 135 is even more insane than Cyborg at 135. It is, man. Like I could actually. It's hard, but I could picture Chris Cyborg being 135 before I could picture Kayla. I mean, Kayla is just too big and too wide. I'm like, how we gonna do this? Like, I'm seeing a picture, but did she really weigh close to like 140 in that picture? Like, I just don't get it, man. I don't. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna fare well for her in the long run. Who else talked about it? Megan Anderson talked about it. She was like, I don't know if she's gonna have that strength. She might deplete herself. And Megan Anderson makes some sense too, because Megan's a big girl. Like you wouldn't ask Megan to move down to 135. Look how big Megan is. Like you wouldn't dare ask her to move down to 135. Like to me, I wouldn't, I know Kayla and Megan are like two different sizes and different frames, but you wouldn't ask either one of them to be bantamweight. So she knows about it. She knows about the trouble of these girls making weight. Like even somebody like Macy Chason, like I wouldn't ask her to move. I wouldn't even ask her to move down to 135. Like yeah, she's not all muscle, like Macy Chason, but her performances suffer. Her trying to fight a bantamweight, her performances suffer. So some of these girls need to be featherweights. Some of them just need to be when you look at them. What's crazy, man? I type in Norma Dumont in Google, and you know how it auto populates? Y'all know what it auto populated for Norma Dumont? Look, first it auto populates Norma Dumont UFC, Norma Dumont ranking, Norma Dumont Instagram, Norma Dumont record, Norma Dumont dump truck. And I ain't typed that in. It ain't my search history. All right. It's not my search history. I didn't type it in like that. It is not my search history. But when you type in Norma Dumont in Google, it's going to help you fill in the lines. And that'll tell you what everybody has been searching for Norma Dumont. Norma UFC, ranking, Instagram, record, and Norma Dumont dump truck. Who's out here? Thanks to what's her name? Laura Sanko. Thanks to Laura Sanko. Everybody on Google is typing in Norma Dumont dump truck now. Man, should I click on it and see what comes up? Nah, I'm not gonna click on it and see what comes up. I ain't gonna do that tonight, man. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. I closed it out. Norma Dumont dump truck. Man, what's wrong with y'all, man? I know it's most of y'all in here that did it, right? I gotta blame most of y'all in here. Except for Easy, because he said he's not a dump truck man. Okay. Go ahead. Google it. It's gonna come up. It's like it's the fifth most searched thing on Norma Dumont. Of course they're gonna search the Instagram first, but then dump truck is next. Boy, y'all are wild out here. Y'all some wild ones out here, man. But yeah, man, for real, this fight, Holly, Kayla, it's just a door opener. First get her in there against one of the most popular females that the UFC offers. You know, win or lose, Holly Holm has a big fan base. She has a big fan base regardless of who she fights and regardless if she wins. So put Kayla next to her, and boom, more people will see Kayla because when it comes down to it, Kayla makes more than a lot of WMMA fighters, but Kayla Harrison is not. She's not that popular. Like she's not like Ronda Rousey popular. Like she definitely make a lot of money, and I give her a lot of credit, respect for that. Like she negotiates well, and her business is on point because she's the highest paid WMMA fighter, right? So she's doing something right. But as far as like her popularity is not like that. So for Dana, it's wise to match her up against his most popular fighter. So from there, they're gonna give her the shine, and then Amanda might come back in, and then like I said, they might try to rebuild the featherweight division if this weight kills her. If she wins, and if she struggles to win, that's what it is. Look, y'all. If Kayla wins and she struggles to win, then they make 145. All right. Then they'll make 145. That's what I believe. James said Holmes still riding off that Rousey win. As crazy as it sounds, couple good wins, but 1-3 in title fights. Right. All the elites. I'm sorry to say, like I said, I like Holly, but when it comes down to all the elites, she pretty much lost to, Cyborg, Bullet, Nunes, those major fights, those major ones, and people still remember that for that Holly fight. I mean, how long ago was that? About 9 years ago now? Yeah, about 9 years ago or something. Dang, man. That's crazy. Even Dana White trying to ride off of it. He trying to sell it. Dana White going to sell it like over a decade old, man. So it's a money thing when it comes down to it. Dana said, oh, okay, like Kayla trying to get out the Chris Cyborg situation. That's perfect timing for me to get some money. Perfect timing to get some money, man. But yeah, if anything changes, we'll talk about this thing later. But that's my take on the whole situation with Kayla Harrison as far as the weight. Like, I don't think she stays at bantamweight. She'll probably do a featherweight thing if she doesn't come with that performance like she does at lightweight or featherweight. They're just building it around her now. So Dana's trying to get money since bantamweight is dying, and she's trying to make her exit too, because we all know Kayla doesn't want that fight anymore, right? Kayla doesn't want Chris Cyborg anymore. Like, if she ever wanted her, if she ever did, right? So much for that, right? But I want to talk about another big strawweight fight for me that I keep on like feeling like I haven't really talked about enough or given my thoughts on. And I won't say it's like big, but y'all know what fight I'm talking about, because it just kind of shocked a lot of us because Suarez had to pull out. Tatiana Suarez had to pull out of her fight against Amanda Lemos. So who comes to the rescue, man? Who is coming to the rescue? April, no, not April. February. Yeah, this is coming up February 17th. So this fight is less than a month away. Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern about to show her face again, man, against another hard puncher. How many months is that? Let's see. She got knocked out. When did Mackenzie Dern get knocked out? Mackenzie Dern got knocked out back in when did I'm trying to think here. Oh, let's just pull up a record here, okay? Mackenzie Dern got knocked out in November, right? Yeah, it's about November. And she's coming back. Let's see, December, January, February. Oh man, 3 months, man. 3 months. She about to become Andrade this year. She better be careful, man. This ain't no joke. This is not a joke, man. I don't know what she doing. Easy E, he said Lemos Dern is 50-50 because both of them have a very low IQ. I mean, yeah, yeah. It could be. Yeah. Like, I mean, it is 50-50. I still give Lemos the edge. I still give Lemos the edge a little bit, man. But yeah, low IQ was shown several times. Um, Style wise, I just put Lemos a little ahead because I think she has the style to do what she needs to do, and Mackenzie Dern just leads too much with the chin. But yeah, low IQ has been shown on both sides, no doubt. Both of them has showed that. But yeah, this fight is, man, like a couple weeks away, 3 or 4 weeks away, right? February 17th. And my real like thoughts on it, I think it's a scary fight for Mackenzie Dern right now. I think that it's a dangerous fight for her, because she's making such a quick turnaround. So I know somebody asked me, we talked to who was I talking to? Anyways, I was thinking to myself too that was a fight too soon? I was like, is a fight too soon for Mackenzie Dern? And I was like, yeah, man, like I think this fight is too soon for her, man, because somebody like her, I think there's something like with Mackenzie Dern, like she learns, like she'll learn, like she'll pick up some things, but I think it takes time. But there's still a lot of things that she does that's reckless. So I'm thinking that, with her going in with less than like 3 or 4 months off, she hasn't really taken the time to try to break bad habits, right? It's going to take a while to break some bad habits, at least like what they say, like 21 days, like 7 days, and that means like, you know, that means like got to be consistently working hard. But for me, that's just like regular habits. But like when you think of like the fight game, I think she's gonna have to do some hard defensive training and sparring where, she just really letting people come at her and she has to break that habit of trying to trade. I think only 2 or 3 months off, she's not going to come in with this attitude of being a little bit slicker and taking her head off the line like that. If anything, she might become gun shy, which is scary enough because then you won't go in there engaged the way you used to. But I think that, Mackenzie Dern needs to work on, you know, fully extending her punches and not leading with her chin so much. A lot of that to me, it takes time. That's going to take some time to really master. Of course, it takes time to master. I won't say she needs to master it right away, but she needs to pick up enough of it where she won't come in here and just feel like, oh, she needs to resort to her old ways. She needs to, like I say, break them bad habits. That's what it really is. Just kind of break those bad habits, of just running in and blitzing in. Amanda Lemos ain't one to do that to, I think, of course, when she fought Weili, she was fighting a smarter, well-rounded fighter. So how she looked against her, yeah, um, she won't look like that against Mackenzie Dern because Mackenzie Dern, number one, like Mackenzie doesn't have that type of takedown. She doesn't have that type of takedown accuracy, or she doesn't get takedowns like Weili. So right there, I don't think she beats Lemos in that department. And if it did go to the ground, you got to look at the jujitsu skills of Amanda Lemos. Amanda Lemos is pretty good on the ground. Like her jujitsu is underrated whenever she's not fighting like those wrestlers slash grapplers like Zhang Wei Li. But if you're dealing with somebody like Mackenzie, I think that Amanda Lemos at least is on her level as far as like strength on the ground. Now, pure jujitsu, okay, Dern is clearly on paper is the better submission artist. But again, like I asked before, like who is she submitted in the UFC to that makes, let's say, Lemos has no chance of submitting her, right? She couldn't even submit Rena Rodriguez. So it still makes me say, okay, Lemos still has a chance on the ground, big time, Um, But Dern has to get it there, and I think Dern has that issue, like I said, of really, really training when it comes to her wrestling. I still think she lacks that. So if she's not able to beat her there and get her to the ground, like who's that pulled it up the other day? I meant to look it up. What is Mackenzie Dern's takedown accuracy? Is it like 15%? I believe it is, right? That number stuck with me. Hold on. Takedown accuracy of Mackenzie Dern. All right, her striking accuracy is actually a little bit higher. It's at 40%. With Angela Hill, 14% now. Takedown average is 0.77. Her striking accuracy probably jumped up too because of the Angela Hill fight. It's at 40% now. Her striking defense is actually 51%. But yeah, her takedown accuracy is 14%. Yeah, it was like 15 the other day, I believe. But yeah, they must have fixed it and averaged it out. Now it's like 14%. So looking at that, I don't see her being able to just take Amanda Lemos down unless she sets Amanda Lemos up to where she makes Amanda Lemos swing wild and she just drops the level and boom, it's a simple takedown, right? That might be one way. If Amanda Lemos is too stationary, that's going to be one of the things that Mackenzie Dern might have to capitalize on. But looking at her striking ability, when I just look at this fight too, man, like there's a lot of tailor-made moments in here. Of course, it's a little bit different than Andrade because Andrade will move around. I feel like Andrade does move around a little bit more to where she does a couple of subtle things with her feet where it's different than Lemos. She will move around where she won't be standing just like stationary. It's not the best footwork, but she's still a little bit more mobile than Lemos, where I think, if Lemos isn't as accurate, she could, take her down in this fight if she works on that type of stuff. So, yeah, I think Dern, man, going into this fight, there's a lot of things that she's gonna have to make sure she's up on, man. She just have to make sure she's up on her wrestling in this one, trying to be a little bit more physical, wearing Lemos down. Man, Lemos is a little bit older, right? She's a little bit older, and we saw how Weili being physical with her could kind of drain her, so her getting drained, she's about 36, yeah, about 36 years old. Lemos is. So, with Lemos being 36 and never know again how the weight cut could be, this should be that moment where Mackenzie doesn't try to stand, but she's gonna have to go in there and be a little bit more physical. But if she tries to strike with her, she's gonna have to move that head around. Mackenzie Dern's got to move her head around a little bit more, man. Stop keeping her chin advertised. Like she advertises her chin, man. Like Mackenzie Dern lifts the chin up and she says, "Hit me with your best shot." Like that's the kind of fighter Mackenzie Dern is. Like Mackenzie Dern, she's a fighter that's like, "Hey, hit me with your best shot." And there's a lot of fighters like that. They're them type of people that like to go in there and get hit, but that type of game plan is going to cost you. I mean, you look right here. I mean, hey, I'm going to show it again, man. Look, this could be Amanda Lemos landing a shot like this. She comes stepping in. Amanda Lemos set up a check left hook or right hand. She won't land one of these. So, she better be careful, man. It wasn't wise to, what really, to me, it's not wise to take this fight on such, I won't say short notice, but quick turnaround, February, I think she needs a little bit more time. But again, this fight isn't actually one for Amanda Lemos either. Because again, Amanda Lemos, she got some things that she needs to work on. Side topic, James Press said wins a Marina fight, and she's fighting for UFC 300. Yeah, she's UFC 300. But yeah, Amanda Lemos, to me, doesn't have this fight won. I mean, what she has to me, it can win her the fight if she uses it right. That's how it usually goes. That's how it usually goes. You know, if she can set up her power punches instead of swinging too wild, and Mackenzie Dern's chin is right there, it should be easy. It should be. But if she makes this a long type of fight where she lets Mackenzie Dern throw volume and she can never find the chin, she could get worn down. But I think Lemos just has to be more so focused on being a little bit more mobile, you know, moving her feet, stick them jabs out, and throw it a better rhythm than she has in the past. You know, I know she loves that power shot, but the knockouts will get fewer and fewer, and they'll get fewer and fewer once the fighters start to, figure you out, and their defense is a little bit better. So again, Dern comes in with some half decent defense and uses her size. This could be a problem. You know, James said, "Who can Suarez fight next if everyone is already booked?" Well, it depends on when she comes back. It depends on who's free. If Verna beats Lupi, why not Verna? If Lupi beats Verna, why not Lupi? You know, because I know nobody wants to see a Carla Esparza rematch. Tisha Torres. Dare I say Tisha Torres? If Tisha Torres comes back, would Tisha Torres want that smoke? I mean, Tisha Torres plans on coming back at some point. I honestly think that Tisha would make it out of that fight, though. Like, Tisha is tough. Like, I could see Suarez mauling Tisha, but I think Tisha would make it out as far as a decision loss. I just got sidetracked thinking about that when you mentioned Suarez. But Suarez, yeah, like, if Tisha Torres want to come back fight, there it is. But no, I think Suarez versus like that Lupi Verna winner, that's a cool fight. Yeah, that would be a good fight. Yeah, because everybody's taking right now, so she's gonna have to wait. And it really depends, man. It really just depends on what what she has going as far as physically, you know. But yeah, Lemos Dern, I don't see a full on knockout in this fight. Like, am I wrong for that? It's not because, well, it is. It is because of this. I think that you could see a finish in Dern Andrade because those two type of styles clash like that. But Lamos's matches don't always guarantee knockouts because maybe a little bit of overthinking on Lamos's side, and Dern has a good chin. She's shown a good chin in the past, but sometimes I think Lemos holds back a little bit more than Andrade. Andrade has that mentality to go in, finish, or get finished. Whereas Lemos, it's hard to see like her committed in the same way. Like, I thought that the Weili fight would finish somewhat, but after watching that, I say, yeah, there's a little bit of holdback there where some of these fights don't end like that because even when she hurt a couple girls, she don't go fully after it. Even like when she dropped Angela Hill, and then the right adjustments weren't made in that fight, and she had a tough fight with Angela Hill. So I think if Dern tucks her chin in this one, I think Lemos could win the fight, but I won't say somebody fully gets stopped in this one. Not like when it was like Andrade versus Aaron or like Andrade versus Dern. Anytime you have Andrade in there, it's about to go inside 5 or 3, man. But this one's different. A little bit more different. Let's see. Easy said Dern is going to have trouble getting Lemos to the ground because she's not really a wrestler. Right. Most BJJ specialists force takedowns or lunge for them. No technique. Right. And she's going to be lunging when it come down to like round 3 or about in the round 2. And if she getting outstruck or out punched, she going to be lunging, man. She going to be lunging. She kind of lunged it. Well, no, she almost took Andrade down the first round. But Andrade bounced up quick. So yeah, Yeah, she just don't wrestle enough. Like she's just not working on that enough. Robot Chicken said, "Is UFC trying to book 300 fights for UFC 300?" How many have they booked so far? Hold on before we jump over here and talk about this next fight. Well, we on 300. So how many? So the main event is gonna be a BMF title fight. Like you can't even do like a middleweight or a welterweight title fight. Ah, come on. That means Weili and Yan should be the main event because there's a legit title fight. All right, let's see. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You actually wait a minute. They didn't put Kayla and they didn't put Kayla and Holly up here yet. That makes 10. Yeah, they got about 10 fights. They got about 10 fights booked so far. Usually be having them 12 cards or 13 card fight cards. Yeah, it's only Easy said acting like BMF is a legit title these days. Exactly, man. I'm like, they got this thing as the main event. Man, I'd rather the strawweight title fight be the main event. Or make the flyweight title fight the main event. This BMF title is not main event worthy. See, Tapology got it down. They got Leon Edwards and Bilal Muhammad down as the main event, which to me would be better. The welterweight title fight, that makes sense. And then do the co-main is Weili and Yan, and then do the third fight is Gaethje and Max Holloway. I mean, that's gonna be a long night. That's gonna be a long night though. I mean, that's 3 5-round fights if they go 5 rounds. Well, honestly, some of those might not go 5. So yeah, you can put 3 title fights on the 300 card, right? If you want to call the BMF a title fight like that, but let me see how many's on this on tap. I'll just see 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, Tapology's got 12 fights. So if they leave this as the title fight, fine, put it up there. Dana can't talk about boxing's fake belts no more. I know he can't, man. BMF belt, like he's selling this thing like a real. Come on, man. Nah, come on. BMF ain't no real belt, so make that the first title fight of the night. Oh man, Robot Chicken said, "You know why combo UFC has a lot of sexist fan base towards women. I think Zhang and Yang would be perfect." Yeah, I think so. Like, just what's his name, Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway, legends in the game. Hall of Famers definitely, but that matchup to me ain't really like main event worthy. I think a prime Weili for me. That's just me speaking. Like, but of course, not everybody gonna think that way as far as the main fan base. But I'd rather see it as the main event to me. James said Weili's not main event worthy for 300. I think she is with who they got up there. Well, if they make Leon Edwards Bilal Muhammad, then yeah, that's main event worthy. Edwards Muhammad would be main event worthy, but Gaethje Holloway for a BMF belt, that's not main event worthy for me. That's just me. James said Max Justin is confirmed as the main event. So far, it's looking like the main event because Edwards and Muhammad is a rumor. All right. Edwards and Muhammad is a rumor. So don't quote me that that's the legit main event fight. James said, yeah, Leon Bilal at main event is main event worthy. Yeah. But it's a rumor right now. But it's looking like Gaethje Holloway is the one. So yeah. But now that we talking about this fight, James and y'all, Weili and Yan, man. Like I said, I think this is a better fight than most people want to give it credit for. I think that Jan's earned it. I think that Jan's definitely earned her shot here compared to some of the other fighters. When what you're looking at, Carla's lost the belt. Carla's out for a while. Rose took off the 125. Suarez is out on injury. Even like I said, if Suarez was still here, I would pick Yan first because Yan got ranked over her. Yan, got her 2 wins first against Dern and Andrade, and that put her in that position. And I just think now, with how active Yan is, as far as like behind the scenes and wanting to be a better fighter now, and she got that wake up call from that Carla loss a couple years ago. She's kind of been in a different mindset. Like I be looking at these fighters behind the scenes, like looking at Yan Xiaonan and how she trains. She's really understanding like she's got to be better. She's got to do better. And I think Yan Xiaonan's energy is gonna make for to me, I think it's making for a good build up. Now, will it make for a good fight? We got to see. And the improvements she's been making as far as her training camps, it looks better than ever. Adding that next level of striking and movement and grappling, wrestling, if she has to, I think we got an interesting fight here. And I understand where Weili was coming from. She felt like, okay, it's, she didn't want to fight her and everything, but you got to make these fights, because eventually this girl going to want to fight you, and I think Yan doesn't want to be second banana, she don't want to be second place, or she don't want to wait till Weili moves up to 125, right? She don't care if it's China versus China, Chinese versus Chinese. She don't care about that. Yan's like, I want to fight. She was like, people don't support me like you do anyway. So it's like, you can just think of me as a girl, a chick from Brooklyn right now. You fighting a girl from Brooklyn or Dallas because they don't like me like they like you. So let's make this thing happen. And Weili, I think she just got to bring that same energy, because she gonna want to keep the belt. And like I said, you got to expect this to happen because this girl ain't gonna wait for you to move up. She gonna want to fight right now, and to fight now means she's fighting a legit champion. She don't want to wait till the belt is vacant and then fight rematch with somebody she's already fought before, or fight Lemos for the vacant belt or something. She want to fight the legit champion. And Weili's a legit champion right now, right? This is her second title defense, right? Mark said don't know about anyone else, but I what you said, I can see. Wait a minute. I want to see if Weili can defend her belt for the second time. You mean you don't know if she can defend her belt for the second time, Marcus? I think you kind of messed up in the grant. You misspelled something there. What you saying, Marcus? You said don't know about anyone else, but I want. Oh, my bad. I want to see if Weili can defend her belt for the second time. Got you. I do too. I really do. I want to see this happen because that's another thing that I just want to go ahead and see this fight happen right now. Yeah, James. Weili only has one title defense right now because the Joanna fight wasn't a title fight. Carla fight, she won the belt. Lemos was her first title defense, and now she's coming up on her second title defense. So yeah, man, that's another reason I really want to see this fight, man. I got you, Marcus. Yeah, I picked up on it. That's another reason I want to see this fight, man, because Weili's coming up on her second title defense, and I want to see if she can get a second title defense, and I want to see if she can get somewhere close to cleaning her division out before she moves up to 125. That would be, I won't say it's like a lot of tension, it should be a lot of tension on her, but there are how many strawweight champions now that only defended their belt once since Joanna? Who's defended their belt at least twice since Joanna? Nobody, right? Dang, do I got to pull that up now? Hold on. So, Joanna, when she lost to Rose defended once in a rematch with Joanna. Then she lost to Andrade. Okay. Then Andrade loses it to Weili. Weili defends against Joanna, and then she loses it to Rose, and then Rose defends it against Weili, and then Rose loses it to Carla. Carla loses it right away to Weili. So everybody was James said JJ got like 5. Yeah, JJ got 5 title defenses. Yeah, Joanna has 5 title defenses. But yeah, everybody's defended their belt at least once except Carla. Like Carla, when she won it from Rose, first title defense, she lost it. So everybody's either defended it once or none since Joanna. So yeah, G Frame said that's why Joanna's still queen. I mean, we can't argue that. I mean, Joanna still got, to me, Joanna's style and her work ethic at strawweight is still like no other. I mean, her style, like I still have to watch it. And I mean, she was busy too. That's another thing. Like, that's another thing, Marcus. I want to see Weili get back in here and be active, man. Like when Joanna had the belt, she was active. You know, I'm not saying Weili trying to duck or hold off, but you know, they're not scheduling Weili fast enough. You know, so that's another thing that excites me about this fight. You know, her getting in there for a second title defense and seeing if she can break that curse. You know, that one or none curse. You know, everybody's been everybody's been defending this belt once, but they can't keep it going. You know, so I want to see if Weili, she can break that curse and get at least 2 or 3 now at this point. You know, because if she loses, then after that, we got to start over again and see Jan Jana. Not saying I want to see Jan lose. I'm just saying, like, you know, if Jan lose, if Weili loses, then Jan, we got to reset and see if Jan can defend the belt. So, yeah, it's an interesting fight too, style wise for me. 6, what's going on? He said Weili Jan will be a good fight. Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight, man. It's gonna be a good fight. Yeah, for sure. They need to put more cards in Asia to see Weili fight more. Yeah, I thought this fight was gonna be on that card, but I guess they chose not to do it. So something about Shanghai being closed right now. Easy said, I think we want it to be a good fight, but it's just not. I think it's gonna be a good fight. You know, I think it will be. Yeah, yeah, that's part of it too. I think we want it to be, but I think that Jan is not gonna disappoint in this one as far as like trying. She better not. She better not. I'm trying to be positive here from the Lemos matchup. You know, Lemos kind of let everybody down with that one. And man, she got destroyed. James said Jan better have some takedown defense and cardio. Yeah, she better stay off of her back. Like, that's the thing too. You know, Jan, man, like I would have loved to see her like back in the earlier days working on more grappling and wrestling, because you know, Jan Janan is a big fighter. Like, you know, she's fast. She's fast for her size in the strawweight division as far as how, you know, she moves. But, you know, looking at her shoulders and everything, and, you know, even her arms, you know, Jan Janan is big. Like, she could be a physical fighter in there, you know, like she's got that frame for it, you know. But I think this fight is not the fight to go in there and go shoulder to shoulder or clinch for clinch with Weili, unless she has to, you know, because she's not small. You know, she's, think about an inch taller than Weili. And, you know, when you see her flex, you know, Weili, you know, she's got muscles, but Jan Jan's got them big arms too. You know, she's not a small straw weight. Yeah. That's how I see it. But, you know, I hope she's learned from that Carla fight to make this thing interesting. Yeah. But yeah, we'll talk more about it when we get closer to it. Hopefully nothing changes. Hopefully nobody breaks anything. Let me put it that way. Hope nobody injures anything, so they won't have to make excuses about the fight. Sidebar, what did y'all think about Myra Buena Silva, man? Myra Buena Silva talking about she ruptured her eardrum during the fight. That's why she couldn't perform to the level that she wanted to. What did y'all think about that? That's off topic. Like I just thought of it, before I jump to the next thing. Like, what did y'all think of that? Because to me, that was that was I won't say it's like an excuse, but I mean, okay, like you getting your eardrum ruptured. I mean, that's part of the fight game, right? Like your style, your style led you into being damaged that way. That's just like if you say I lost a fight because I got lumped up. To me, that's the same thing. Like when Myra Buena Silva saying that, like if both your eyes get lumped up, two big golf balls, and you can't see anymore, you lose the fight. There's no excuses. I think rupturing your eardrum is kind of the same thing because why? Myra Buena Silva was leading with her face. You know, it it's a situation where she led with her face. Like if you have lack of defense, you're gonna get beat up like that. You're gonna get cut. Your nose is gonna get broke. Eyes are gonna get cut. Eardrums are gonna get ruptured. So to say that your eardrum ruptured and caused you to fight, to me, that goes in the same category as saying, oh, my nose got broken. I couldn't breathe anymore because I kept eating a bunch of jabs. So that's how I lost the fight. That's how I lost the fight. That's how I see it. So to me, it's not like it was a freak accident that happened. Like at least you could say Rose, her accident where she broke her finger in the Manon fight, like there's a little bit more legitimacy with that because okay, if you break a pinky that early in the fight, it could hurt and it could cause you to um that pain could cause you to take your mind off the fight game. It could take the fight out of you a little bit because oh man, I broke my pinky. Now my game plan changes. Now it got broken you know, by coming in the wrong way or some little freak accident, not like you got slammed on it or anything, right? Like to me, if the eardrum came from being ruptured from a punch or a rough elbow in the clinch, that came from just a bad decision made, and like I said, lack of defense. If that's what caused your fight, it was just lack of defense because we all saw it, right? Rocky was hitting her with a lot of punches. Like we kept saying she didn't have no pop on him, but apparently it was enough pop to pop the eardrum. It was enough pop to pop that eardrum. So, uh, yeah, you still have to block punches even if they don't have knockout power. So to me, I think it's just that that's how it happens. You eat a lot of punches and you get hit here and you get your eyeball fractured or your eardrum pop, then that's it will cost you to fight. It will mess your performance up. So it leads to you losing. So it's not like you can use that as like some type of excuse. So to me, it's a legit win. Lack of defense is what cost you the fight, not a lack of ruptured eardrum. Easy says someone should have told her to produce the doctor's report because she did have sign of a ruptured eardrum. Blood usually runs out the ear. Wait, she didn't have signs. Oh yeah, she didn't have signs of a ruptured eardrum. Blood usually runs out the ear. I know Deontay Wilder, when he fought Tyson Fury, he had blood running out the ear. Now he was legit getting pummeled in that second fight. So again, even in that fight, getting hit in the ear a lot of times, no defense, that's going to cost you the fight. Yeah, I saw blood running down Wilder's ear in that Fury fight. Yeah, that was legit. But yeah, that was just a side thing that I was wondering about because I just saw that pop up. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. She just got to go back to the drawing board. Defense is always these fighters' problems. Yeah, Brian. Brian said Myra Winslow always eats punches. Yeah, that's why I picked Rocky too, because I just said this girl, she might not knock her out, but she will she will feed this girl a healthy dose of knuckles, and she ate them. She ate them. Ate too many, right? All right. So I talked about this matchup a lot over here. Of course, y'all know I've been talking about this flyweight matchup, but it is actually official. And I haven't talked about it since it has been official. I haven't, have I? I ain't talked about this fight yet. I ain't talked about this fight yet since it's been official, right? March 30th, we got two of the best flyweights, two of the top flyweights facing off, both undefeated in the UFC. March 30th for the UFC Fight Night card in Atlantic City. That's Jersey. That's Aaron Blanchfield's home, right? Yeah, Brian said I've been dreaming about it. Yeah. I haven't talked about it, but it felt like it because I've been dreaming about the matchup. Yeah, but it is going down now. Aaron and Manon. I dreamed about the fight and dreamed about talking about it. Yeah, they finally went on to lock this thing in, but it's a co-main event. It's not the main event. So it's 3 5 rounds. Y'all know that, right? That was one reason I wanted to bring this fight up, because I wanted to see what they were going to make of it. Y'all know that this is a 3-round fight now, right? So it's pretty much, I think, more so even now. Like, well, I won't say, yeah. 5 rounds to me was going to be even too, but 3 rounds really makes it hard to pick, because I'm really wondering who gets the groove going in this type of fight. Like, who's gonna pick that right poison to take their fighter into a realm they ain't ever been in. But yeah, that kind of brings it down for me now, because they made Sean Brady and Vicente Luque as the main event. I say swap these around, man. Swap them around. Who in here thinks Brady Luque should be the main event over Blanchfield Fiorot? Of course, y'all are most WMMA fans, right? Y'all are WMMA fans, so y'all all going to pick Manon and Aaron to be the main event. But I need to know from somebody legit, like, hey, y'all, the Luque Sean Brady fight is okay. It's okay. Yeah, like Robot Chicken said, Luque is going to get worked. We kind of know that one, right? Well, nah, I'm gonna watch it, but I think Aaron Manon is something, it's somewhat of a fight that's going to answer some questions, and it's a fight that is going to get them ready for the title. I mean, Dana knows, man. Like, Dana knows Aaron and Manon been asking for a 5-round fight, so why not make it a 5-round fight? How hard is that? Just make this thing a 5-round fight. Even as a co-main, make it a 5-round fight, because Aaron and Manon wanted 5 rounds. Aaron was like, you know what? If it's 5, shoot, that favors me. She felt like, oh, I can do it either way. I don't care. It's gonna get me ready for a title fight. Manon says she wanted a 5-round fight before they get a title fight. So why not make this the main event? Or just make it 5 rounds, even if it is a co-main. I don't care. But yeah, that's something I just learned just now. So I was glad I brought it up with y'all, because I don't know if most of you already knew that. But yeah, it's the co-main at the 3 rounds. Oh yeah, Verna General and Lupi is on that card too. That should be a good night of fights then. They're the only 2 women's fights on there, but they're pretty high up. Yeah, Verna Lupi is like the 3rd fight on there. Yeah, that fight should be good too. But I think we all want to know what Aaron and Manon looks like. See some of y'all already making picks. Gary said, I'm going to take Manon. 6 said Manon just going to pot shot her way to victory. James said Aaron better take her down. Most of these I agree with, as far as well, I'm not making a pick yet. I'm not making a pick yet, because I think both of them are hard, man. I think they're the best of the flyweight contenders right now. And I I'm almost like I am with the Tyler Aaron fight, man, where I can't pick. But I do think Manon could pot shot her way out of this fight. And James said, Aaron has to take her down to me to get something going in this fight. With it being 3 rounds now, who's got more of like a crunch time type of style that can be effective and get it, get enough, get that volume going to make sure she's ahead. See, for me, I think there is kind of a blueprint being a striker from a known Fiorot. There is kind of a blueprint on what she needs to do with Aaron. You know, I think there is. Um, Watching that Tyler Santos fight again, Tyler was able to land some good punches. Tyler was able to land some good punches, and that wasn't even like the most technical stand-up game that Tyler was able to execute. But when Tyler started to let Aaron into her playing field and Aaron jabbed her way in and started clinching up and fighting her in close quarters, Tyler got kind of worn down. But if Manon learns from that fight, Manon uses her movement, this could be her fight. She's got to throw with authority where she's doing damage and she's getting Aaron's respect by landing the same type of heavy shots, but also using movement so Aaron can't find her. You have to frustrate Aaron at this point. Like you have to frustrate her because you ain't gonna break Aaron. I don't think you can't break Aaron. Like to me, I don't think at this point with the way both of these fighters fights, neither really breaks. But when I seen Aaron fight Tyler and Andrade, those two are some gritty girls. Like Tyler and Andrade are gritty. You know, Andrade, she'll knock you out. I mean, ask Lemos and Dern. So if you can go in there and go head up with Andrade, that kind of puts you in a special place right now. To me, I think Manon's fought more of the cerebral type of fighters. She's had to show more of that. Whereas I think Aaron had to go in the trenches a couple of times and be a little bit more dirty. Aaron had to fight those two bigger girls as dirty. But I think that as long as Manon stays out of that type of fight, she could win more of a technical fight here. But going back to what I said, you really can't break Aaron like that. And you just have to frustrate her and stay ahead. And I think Manon has the tools to stay ahead in this type of fight. She definitely got, the size, takedown defense, and, the striking ability and movement to do that. This ain't really a fight that you want to go in there and test your ground game and initiate takedowns on a fighter like that. You don't want to give up your neck on, because no matter how big you are, if your BJJ is on the level of like an Aaron, they'll submit you. They can submit you, so yeah, I think Manon's game plan should be more so of that type of fighter to use all of her tools, her technical skills to just take Aaron to school that way. But like trying to break Aaron in this type of fight, that's going to be a task. And I don't see Aaron breaking now that she's got 6 wins in a row also. And she's all the way here at the top. Like you can look at Aaron's eyes, like they're both tough, but to me, there's something about Aaron. She's earned that cold-blooded name again. Like Aaron has finished a number of girls, and you don't want to go in there with that type of approach of trying to test your ground game on her, because she'll welcome that. Again, look at Aaron's mindset and eyes, like when she's ready to fight, like she don't scare easy. This girl is early 20s, already fighting at a high level. Aaron's fighting at this high level, mainly because she just feels like she's made for this, and she feels like she's better than most girls. Like it's not delusion with her. When Macy was on the come up and was saying she was going to be the youngest champion, that was a little bit more delusion there. but she got woke up. She got woke up. But for me, I think Erin, she's always been more honest with herself. She's been more so honest with herself, and she said, I'm gonna put the work in, and I'm gonna let it speak for itself. So that's what Manon has coming her way. I think for Erin, Erin has to be the physical girl, because I won't say like full on physical, but she's got to be ready to punch back whenever she finds Manon's uh, chin or body. Because to me, I think Manon, she has like strength in her punches, but I think she kind of holds back sometimes. I think that Manon has some, yeah, robot. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, like she has some tricky things that she does as far as her movement, and she's really been working on that a lot now behind the scenes, tightening up the boxing even more. And when your striking is on this level for years and years, it's kind of hard to make somebody lose that rhythm and get out jabbed overnight. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see Manon like getting out struck by Erin like that. So Erin has to be careful of Manon's movement, her karate. The kicks are still there. She uses that side kick like a jab. The check right hook is a dangerous weapon. There's a lot of things that Erin just can't bull rush into in this type of fight. So, her approach has to be a little bit more methodical. Like, I don't think she'll stand and strike with her, or she'll win that type of fight, but her punches have to make sense. Her punches have to make sense as far as opening up that door where she, trips Manon up, catches her off balance, maybe catches Manon stepping back. And when Manon maybe underestimates her stand up, that's when she lands like a body kick or a head kick that does some damage. Because Erin's worked on her kickboxing too. I will say that, like, it's a good like secondary weapon that most people don't really they don't really notice about Erin. They think she's raggedy when it comes to her whole stand-up game. But no, Erin has some pretty decent shots. Like, to me, I think Erin's punches look better than even like Casey O'Neill. Casey O'Neill's, they were aggressive, but to me, I think Erin's punches, they look like they hurt. Like, when she throws them jabs and them punches and things are squared up. Like, I think so. Like, that's why Erin is where she is right now. I know me and BJ used to go back and forth about who had the better stand-up, but when you look at the punches and you play like the playback in slow motion, Erin's punches are nicely thrown. Go look at some of the pictures. If you look at some of the pictures, like Casey O'Neill throws some long punches, but I think Erin's have bad intentions on them. Her punches have some bad intentions on them. So that's how I see her 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 stand-up game being effective, being very, very methodical in this one, not fully committing to a stand-up game, but making everything work in her favor, putting it all together. But yeah, Manon, I think, yeah, I think she's made smarter choices and had to make smarter choices against the opponents that she's faced. So we're gonna see, a mix of brain and grit in this type of fight. Who has the ability to use both? Who gets outsmarted? Who gets finished in this fight? But I would love to see. I'll say this: like, seeing Erin finish a lot of girls are just like, oh, I mean, she finished. Well, she didn't finish Tyler, but she did finish Andrade and Molly and JJ Aldridge. I know that's lower level, but I would love like to see Manon turn it back up to that, that type of force like she was. But again, that's what happens when the opponents get better. The knockouts come less. And that's normal. That doesn't mean you're a bad fighter, of course. I mean, if you're still winning, you're winning. You're a good fighter. No, not everybody goes in there and finishes at a top level. So I would like to see how Manon does in there. Like, I do think that she could have finished Rose, though. I think that she could have finished Rose in that type of fight. Yeah. I do. I thought she could have finished her in that fight. There were opportunities that were right there. I think going to the body. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. This should have been a 5 round fight, in my opinion. I really wish it was a 5 round fight. I think more questions would be answered about who'd be holding that belt next, or who's really going for that belt. Who would really be in there, and we really see like cardio and heart tested in a 5 round fight. But yeah, this should be good, y'all. This should be a good fight. Should be good. Should be good. Even if it goes 5 to me, I think it's still gonna be. I mean 3. I think we're gonna see an interesting fight. Like should be good. Robot Chicken said the headbutt since people say the finger. Yeah, even the headbutt. Even the headbutt. Like a headbutt. I'm glad you brought that up, Robot, because yeah, even a headbutt in the fight, you can use that as a distraction. Like that's a legit excuse. Like a pinky, I can understand too. Like the way the pinky happened, the more I think about it, yeah, that could happen. But as far as like a headbutt on the side of the head, that's a freak accident that happens and just makes you have to fight different. It makes you fight different. You just have to find another way to go. But like if you're constantly getting hit in the face, if you're repeatedly getting hit in the face because you don't block punches, and then you get hit in the ear a whole bunch of times because you still ain't figured out how to move your head or block punches, then that's your fault. It comes with the territory. Getting hit in the ear, you're gonna get ruptured eardrum. It wasn't like an accidental finger in the ear, right? Was it a finger in the ear or something? I mean, if it was a finger in the ear, then I'm wrong. If she got thumbed in the ear, or if a finger went into her ear and the eardrum popped, then I'm wrong. Okay. But if it was a punch that caused it, that happens. Easy E said the only thing you're gonna see Manon is getting backed up to the cage, being taken down and pounded out. Mhm. Dang, man. I don't see that. I see a good amount of time of her moving and finding those openings, and maybe Aaron sticking a jab out here and there and trying to pressure her. But I don't see her getting taken down like that. Not somebody her size. Like I don't see her being taken down that easy. She's kind of big for that division. Aaron has good takedowns and she's a good wrestler, but I don't know if she can take down somebody this big yet. And if she can, then I'm gonna say, uh oh. But yeah, I don't see her getting pounded out, man. Pounded out and backed up and taken down. Remember, she did that to Tyler because Tyler kind of Tyler's IQ got a little, it was like she threw everything out the door in that fight, man. Like that, and I think Rust was a part of it with Tyler. Tyler is strong, but Tyler makes wrong choices sometimes. She makes the wrong choices in there. She makes a few bad choices in there. I give her a lot of credit. She is Tyler's, was a tough customer even for Valentina, but took too long a time, took too long off too, man. Brian said Manon wasn't gonna finish Rose. That's a tall task. It's actually not, it wasn't actually that tall of a task. Like it really wasn't that tall of a task. Like I seen the opportunities there for her to be stopped. And as far as like her mindset to keep it going, of course, yeah. Like maybe she had decision in mind. Let's just do the fight, especially after the headbutt. But the opportunities were there. Like again, the clinch, knees to the body, where she kind of, hurt her a little bit. Um, moved her with a few of the punches. You know, she moved her with a few of those punches. Um, are you saying Manon won't make those same mistakes? What kind of mistakes? Size doesn't really matter when you're dealing with someone who has real wrestling technique, but no one hasn't felt what actual wrestlers feel like. Oh, she's been working on her wrestling though. Like she's been training with good wrestlers like for a long time. Like she's been training with a lot of good wrestlers. And you got to remember, like Aaron isn't like a wrestler though. Like she's good at getting takedowns, but Aaron is still a jujitsu practitioner. Like she's not gonna be in there chain wrestling. Like She wasn't in there wrestling with like Miranda. Like she just take her down, use her grappling. Same with the Tyler fight. She didn't really take her down and like wrestle like that. You know, she's using more so her jujitsu. Like she's not muscling and like ragdolling girls like that. Like she did pick up Molly. Molly, come on, Molly McCann though. She did like I said, she did get Miranda down. But again, she's not like using that pure wrestling like some of these other ones that just go in there and like be physical and boom, she's taking her down like that. So, and Manone's got really good takedown defense. She's got really good takedown defense. So I don't see her like wrestling like that. Maybe a clinch fight. If she's strong in the clinch, she might trip her or take her down like that. But no, like I don't see her just like wrestle banging her like that. If Manone stuffs Aaron's takedowns, then Aaron will be a punching bag. I don't know if she'll be a punching bag. Like if she stuffs her takedowns, Aaron's going to be forced to adjust and maybe stand with her more. But as far as her just getting like pieced up, um, I don't know if she like fully gets pieced up like that, because Aaron has a good jab. Aaron's got a good jab, but and I think she learns from her fights. Like I don't think she'll walk in the same way when I think about it. Like she won't walk in the same way like she did with Tyler. Like I think in this type of fight, she'll try her best to keep her hands up a little bit more, as long as she doesn't resort to it like a dog and just start eating punches in there. But I don't think she'll turn into like this full on punching bag like that this time around. 6 said Aaron hugs air from a distance. Manone has a better IQ than Santos. Yeah. Manone has a better IQ, I believe, than Tyler Santos. But yeah, it's about to be interesting, man. I know one thing, Manone might win, but she won't look like a beast. Aaron is going to work her on the cage, though. I'm not talking about just ragdoll. Aaron is really good on the cage. I don't see Manone as really cage savvy. Her early, look at some of her early fights. She used to be on the cage. Like that's one thing I was kind of wondering why she hasn't used as much. Like she used to have some very you know, big girls she was fighting too. Like what's her name? Leah McCourt. She showed some pretty good strength in wrestling against Leah McCourt. I thought she did win that fight. But yeah, like ragdoll, yeah, okay. I got you. Okay, yeah. If you're not talking about ragdolling, but Aaron, yeah, working on the cage, I would kind of give her the edge in that. I would give her the edge in that. Like if she can, if she's stronger, that's what's gonna come down to. If she's stronger and more active in there, and she catches Manone at the right time on the cage, she could be effective. But I don't see Aaron back. I don't see Manone backing straight into it like that. I don't see her backing straight into it. Darby said, "Have you ever made a pick for this fight?" Nah, not yet. I haven't. He said Manone has good footwork and longer punches, and Aaron's defense is bad, so Manone might murk her if she keeps it on the feet. I don't know if she murks her. She's got to have that Merc mindset. She hasn't had, like I'm being honest about Manone. Like y'all know I'm a fan of both of these fighters, but she's been more technical. Like I could see a situation she pot shots more. Like I don't fully feel like she's gonna go in there and piece up Aaron to the point like that because she's a little bit more technical now. I don't see her maybe knocking her out like that though. Because you just got to look at styles too in this fight. Like if a girl comes in with more of a game plan of being straight forward and straight back, and they back straight up. If you look at the people she's fought, like she's forced Miranda to move straight back and straight forward. Molly McCann doesn't really have a ground game like that. She got her to go straight back. Um, Tyler Santos, she got to go straight back and straight forward. The girls that go straight back and forward, to me, they're the ones that already kind of they've already lost the fight. then they already lost the fight. But if Manon keeps this thing moving and gives her that different look. So just like you said, easy. Manon Manon, she may has never faced anybody as strong as a cage wrestler like Aaron, but Aaron hasn't really fought somebody that moves like this, that has the type of movement and the size, So that's what I think. Easy said, I will say this, it will be a much better fight than Weili. I am not going to disagree with you. I am not going to disagree with you. I'll say the same thing, man. That's why I said that's why I said this would be better on 300 than Holly Holm and Kayla. Because easy, we know this is a better fight than Holly Holm and Kayla Harrison, right? We know that for a fact. This could easily be on 300. It's not a 5-round fight anymore. Shoot, put this on UFC 300. It ain't gonna be a 5-round fight. It ain't gonna be the main event. Go ahead and put this on UFC 300 then. We know this is a better fight, man, for sure. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a better fight than Weili, though. Yeah. Y'all know I'm more hyped for this fight than that title fight. I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch that fight, but yeah, I like this fight. Gary said Natalia beats both anyway. That's my hot take. All right. Gary said Natalia Silva beats both of them. All right. First, we got to see what Natalia does to Viviane Araújo. Now, if Natalia goes in there and knocks my girl Viviane out, then I'm gonna be a little worried for the rest of the division, man. Or if she just goes here and makes hamburger out of Viviane Araújo or knocks her down so many times, I'm gonna be on watch. Gabby, what's up? Gabby said rumor is that the main event for Atlantic City might not happen, so Aaron Manon could main event. Oh, I hope that rumor turns into facts. And I want it to change right now. G Frame, what's up, man? G Frame said Manon has good footwork. Hold on, let me move this thing. All right, there we go. Manon has good footwork, but she's not some crazy back foot fighter who has to evade a grappler and punch moving backwards. Yeah. Like I said, I think they're both going to face something different that they've never seen before. But let's see who adjusts. Let's see who has that killer in them. We all want to finish, though, right? I want to finish from both sides. Like, if Manon does take over in the striking, I want Manon to score the TK or a knockout, however she feels like it comes, however it comes. If Aaron gets this thing to the ground, I want to see her get her finish. Like, I want to see a definitive win to make us say this person is coming for the Grasso Shevchenko winner. At the end of the day, that's all we want. I mean, am I lying? Ain't that what we all want? Ain't that what we all want? We want to walk away from this fight with somebody raise their hand in victory that got the finish. I don't know who yet. It could be Aaron. It could be Manon. I want to see that hand raised by a finish for either fighter. And I want us to have a clear contender for the Grasso Shevchenko rubber match. Because we all want that rubber match to be done with, and we want to be able to move on and go on from here. All right. So yeah, do you think Manon can survive on the ground if she gets taken down? I think she could. I wouldn't want to see her taken down multiple times, but if she gets taken down maybe once or twice, I could see her surviving on the ground. Like, I could see her surviving on the ground. I think if Marina Rodriguez is able to survive with some of these other high level grapplers, I think Manon, like, watching her train behind the scenes, they have been working to prepare for that. If not even survive, but scramble back up to the ground. But I think she could survive on the ground. But if you're down there multiple times against Aaron, I mean, at some point you'll have to say no. You know what I mean? Like if she gets taken down like multiple times in 3 rounds, I smell Aaron getting a submission at some point in there. At some point. And I'll say this, just like if Aaron, comes in leading with her chin multiple times, she could get knocked out, you know? Yeah. But yeah, I think we talked a lot about this fight because like I said, I haven't and talked a little bit more about it than Weili and Yon because I think it's gonna be a better fight, easy. It is gonna be a better fight. I'm more excited for this fight too. Yes, sir. But let's jump back up here. Let's jump up a weight class. Yeah, bantamweights. I was just kind of going through the bantamweights yesterday. Yeah, here we go. All right, I was going through the bantamweights, and yeah, these are all the fights we have that's coming up. It's just like I said, so many fight announcements. So I said, let's look at what we got for bantamweight coming up. I know some of these aren't the best fights to everybody, but I think they'll be entertaining, and I think at least 3 out of 5 of these will end in a finish. Yeah, I think at least 3 out of 5 of these fights will be a finish. Real quick, Easy E said Manone was straight up wreck Kayla Harrison right now. G Frame said Aaron Manone is my most anticipated upcoming fight. Same here. Paul, what's up? He said Combo Klein has a Cage Fury fight on February 9th. Yeah. Yeah, we'll probably see Aaron. Yeah, Aaron will be there. Aaron's gonna be there, I believe, because Aaron was there for the flyweight fight. She's about to be a 2 division champ, Paul. Because Fatima Klein just won the featherweight belt. Yeah, now she's fighting for the strawweight belt. The belt she was originally going to fight for was a strawweight belt, but her opponent pulled out last minute, and they fought at 125. So yeah, she could be a 2 division champ for Cage Fury. Cage Fury. Yeah. Kayla Harris has not beaten one fighter on this bantamweight list you have up here. Oh man, y'all agree with that? I mean, it's possible. It's possible. But yeah, these are all the bantamweight fights we got coming up. I just wanted to look at some of them. Like I said, I've been looking behind the scenes, y'all. I've been paying attention, and yeah, you got some of these are on the same card too. Yeah, some of these are on the same card. So I think they're really trying to stack bantamweight up and revamp it. And like I said, with a couple of these girls, you could add them to the addition of some up and comers. Daria Lestakova, Montserrat Rendon. See how that fight turns out, right? Then you got the Cornell Melissa Dixon fight. We get some answers out of that fight. Finally got Macy Chase on lined up with the fight in a rematch against Panty Kansan. This time around, it'll be a bantamweight. It'll be a bantamweight instead. So we'll see how it goes this time. I remember last time Macy Chase on, she finished Panty Kansan for that tough house winner. So yeah, we'll see how they look here at bantamweight. Well, I think Panty is more of a bantamweight here. She'll have more of the advantage at bantamweight than Macy early on, but we'll see. And Jocelyn Nunes, Chelsea Chandler. This should be a good fight. Brian said, I love Panty. Yeah, I like Panty. I'm a fan of her. I've always been a fan of her. Too bad she got her. I always like to, I think, when she was missing her teeth, it was cool. It added some character, but, she got some new front teeth in. I mean, everybody needs front teeth, right? I mean, I'm not, she's the one always showing it on Instagram. I used to think it was cool whenever, she just had some front teeth missing because it was like, it added to the character of her as a fighter. Let's see. So Daria Lesnikova and Montserrat Rendon is March 23rd. Margaret Rendon is undefeated. I think she still has some skills to show. She's still trying to grow. She's fought for Invicta, Combate. She beat Tamiris Badal, close fight. She's taking on 8-1 Daria, who has only one loss on her resume against Melissa Dixon. Melissa Dixon stopped her in the first round, but I still don't count her out. She's still pretty tough. So, we'll see what type of explosiveness comes out of that fight. That's March 23rd. And let me pull up this one here. Panny Kianzin versus Macy Chason. Where are we at? Hold on. There we go. She will be taking on Macy Chason in a rematch March 16th. So that fight is first. Yeah. We got to move back, get March 16th. Both of these are. All right. So you got two bantamweight fights March 16th. These two at the bottom. Chason and Pianzin in a rematch, and Josiane Nunes and Chelsea Chandler, which I think is going to be a good fight. That should be an interesting fight, man. Josiane at 135. I think that's where she needs to be. But like I said, Chelsea, she's a big girl, big fighter. They're both explosive. I kind of lean towards Chelsea early on just because, she's got the size and her ability to punch down. I know that's going to bring some heaviness on her shots. She's got a ground game that she's, not afraid to go in there and use as far as like just mauling and ground and pound till she's able to submit you. So, both of these fights should be pretty interesting, entertaining. Last time around, Kianzin and Chason fought, ended in a finish. So we'll see how Nunes and Chandler do in their fight. So yeah, they paired up two bantamweight fights for March 16th. In March 26th, you got Daria and Rendon. April 6th, Cornell and Melissa Dixon. Cornell, she's an aggressive French fighter. She's an aggressive Muay Thai fighter. In her last fight out, it wasn't like the most action packed, but she's showing some decent offense. But when I look at Melissa Dixon, this girl, she's got a good jab, man. Like I see Melissa Dixon as a little bit more of a well-rounded fighter when it comes to MMA. Like Cornell, good on the feet, ground game still in question. More of a clinch fighter, Muay Thai, but I think Melissa Dixon, she can do it all from what I've seen. She's, good mover, good puncher, not afraid to take a shot. And her jiu-jitsu is getting better too. Heavy hands too, man. Girls got some heavy hands, so I kind of lean towards Dixon a little early on. She's already got herself a ranking, and I think that's even more motivation for her. All right, so that's April 6th. And then you got Dumont finally able to come back April 6th. No Macy Chason, no Irina Aldana. She taking on GD freaking R. GD freaking R, man. She taking on Jermaine Duraname. Jermaine Duraname, who? Jermaine Duraname, where you been? GDR. Oh man, how you think this fight is gonna go? This is I'm actually a little bit more interested in the Dixon fight and the Chandler fight. But you can't help but not be interested in, some veterans, Dumont and GDR. The thing is, Jermaine just been gone for so long that I don't know, like, what energy she's going to be bringing. 39 and, just had a baby. But knowing how she left off as far as her fights and how she fights and what style Norma brings to the table, it should have some action. Let me put it that way. It should have some fireworks. It should have some fireworks in it. Dumont, she'll let them hands go. She let them combinations go. Sometimes she got that chin out there. We know GDR got that pop. Now, I don't know if she still got the movement right now. I mean, definitely gonna come in with a little bit of rust because when was GDR's last fight? Oh man, October 2020. Yeah, she been gone since like the pandemic. So we definitely dealing with a more active fighter than Norma. But Norma hasn't really faced anybody on this high level yet either. I mean, Aspen Ladd, I think, was probably like the highest level fighter that she's fought. She's fought Danielle Wolf, Kel Rosa, Chelsea Chandler. Aspen Ladd, I think, was a more experienced fighter on her resume. So GDR is actually going to be like her biggest test, and she's been out for a minute. So she could get it. She could get it if she's got the activity and she decides to take this fight to the ground. But if she chooses to stand, she might have some issues here. Well, let's see if GDR still has the legs, man. Got to get sharp. Brian said Norma's lucky to be getting GDR coming off of over 2 years. That might get her a real shot. Otherwise, GDR is too long and too good on the feet. But there's going to be leather flying and blood. Yeah, this is going to be a good one, man. This is going to be a good one. Oh, Brian said Macy is her biggest. Yes, for Macy Chason, I would say is her biggest test. And yeah, she lost that one pretty. It was a close fight, but yeah, she lost that one. So she lost her biggest test. Yeah, she lost her biggest test in Macy Chason. Yeah, I would say Macy is the bigger test than Aspen because Macy's done more. And Macy was a tough house winner. And they did fight at featherweight. So she was able to fight the real Macy to me. And, she lost it. GDR would show levels. Yeah, GDR surprised me with that Pena fight. I picked GDR to win against Pena by like TK or knockout. But when she finally was able to get that submission game, it showed me something. Norma should wrestle. I don't know, Gary. Like if Norma wrestle, she might want to be careful. GDR, she left it off with a submission win. Her ground game ain't bad, So I mean, it's not the best, but she understood like what she needed to be doing. She been working. So just never know, man. But yeah, I gotta give the UFC credit. These girls, they trying, man. They trying to build up the bantamweight division. Like, I know this ain't like the old days, but I think some of these fights will be entertaining. Like the matchups they tried to make with these bantamweights, it should be good. They should be good fights because Dixon's opponent is gonna fight. There's gonna be a fight there, and Dumont and Duraname, they are stand-up girls, so they should be throwing down. I think we all know Nunes and Chandler, they're gonna be fighting. They're gonna be throwing hands in there. And Penny and Macy, they're gonna be throwing. Daria, Renan, they should be throwing. Like I've seen some of Daria Lesnikova's fights. She fights too, man. So for the level that these girls are on, man, like they should be some good fights. Now, will we get a clear contender out of this fight? I don't think so. I don't think we'll be getting like a clear contender out of this fight yet. Maybe out of Dumont GDR, we'll see like Dumont step up her game. And if she does, then Dumont might be fighting Myra Buena Silva next. Who knows, right? If GDR wins, GDR might go in there and fight Buena Silva to get herself closer to that title shot. Fight Rocky. Actually, GDR got a win over. Don't GDR got a win over Rocky Pennington too? Yeah, they fought like a while back, maybe like 6 years ago. Yeah, GDR got a win over Rocky too. So she kind of salivating right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, she got that. She probably over there rubbing them hands right now because GDR said, "You shoot, I beat Rocky before." She said, I beat Rocky before, and she's like, I'll do it again." So yeah, GDR beat Pena and Rocky. So shoot, if GDR can sharpen up, win this fight, she'd be back in the mix. I'll tell you one thing: Buena Silva better not come in there with that style. she been coming in there with against GDR. Like if GDR and MBS fight, GDR well, GDR getting a knockout in the first round. Mara Buena Silva don't want to be walking into no Duraname punches. But if she do, she gonna send it right back down to flyweight. All right. Zama said GDR slapped Rocky around like nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like she got that win over it too. So she like, man, let me get in here against Dumont, get back in the mix, and see if I can get this belt. You know, Brian says it's easy TKO for GDR. Yeah, like if GDR got to get sharp and fight her way back into the mix and fight up, I would love that matchup. Buena Silva next. Let's see her get by Dumont first, though. All right. Yeah, Zama said Daria was piecing. Daria was using Dixon as a punching bag before gassing out. That first round, yeah, it was like a 1 round finish, right? Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I think bantamweight, the bantamweight fights we got here, 2, 4, 6, 8. You got 10 fighters up here that are gonna bring some action. And yeah, we'll see some good fights coming up March and April. Yeah. So I think that's about all I got, man, tonight, y'all, for this show. But make sure y'all subscribe, hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe to the show on these other platforms besides YouTube. You know, I get back in the mix now. You know, now that, like I said, I'm gonna have a little bit more. I'm still busy, still got a lot of things to take care of, but I'm gonna have my time slot open again to be back on doing live a little bit more. So yeah, what we got coming up next weekend, though, we'll talk about it later, but who we got? I know y'all looking forward to Meatball and Belbita too. That's a rematch everybody want to see, right? Everybody want to see Meatball and Belbita part 2. That fight is next weekend. I know y'all want to see that fight. Silva and Arujo should be good though. I definitely want to see that fight. That'll be a good fight. You know, Arujo's got a lot of work to do, man. She's got to go in there and show up and do something because Natalia Silva's coming. TJ said Belvita. But it's about to get cheesy up in there. It's about to get cheesy up in that cage. It's about to get cheesy up in that cage next Saturday. But yeah, let me get up off here, y'all. It's been good to sit back and chat and kick it with y'all. If you missed the live, comment later. And yeah. Close this out. Paul said Luana Carolina and Stoyarenko. Okay. I got to say Stoyarenko. As of right now. Yeah. It's next weekend, right? Yeah. We got Stoyarenko and Luana too. I thought you was asking who I think will win. But yeah, we got that too next weekend. But I know everybody want Meatball and Velveeta. That's a sub, man. Yeah. That's the only Meatball and Velveeta I want is from a sub place. That's the only Meatball and Velveeta I want. That's all I want when it comes to Meatballs and Velveeta is on a sub. Okay. Easy said good live, appreciate it. He's a combo you haven't covered Lucinda Carolina enough. Yeah, I'll talk about it. I'll do a video on it because that just really got announced, didn't it? Yeah, we'll talk about that fight. Yeah, we'll cover that fight. Definitely got to cover that. Strawweight got some good fights. Sam Hughes, Haurigi, Lucindo, Carolina. When's Demopoulos coming back? I want to see Demopoulos and what is that one girl? I don't know. I really don't know who Demopoulos can fight right now. Wait a minute. Ah, Denise Gomes. Yeah. Denise Gomes and Vanessa Demopoulos. Yeah, make that fight. I appreciate that, Robot. It's a great live. All right. Salute to everyone as well. I think that gives you an answer right there. Zama said poor Carolina. Carolina about to be in there with a young Amanda Nunes. No, I'm just kidding. She's growing. Like she got some little things and she got to work out, but like Lucinda was on the right path, I think. Demopoulos can fight Mora. Mora might hurt. Mora might get Demopoulos up out of there. Demopoulos got heart though. She got heart and she got slick jujitsu, but yeah, Mora, I don't know. Mora might hurt her. Might hurt her in that fight. B B said I want Luana Carolina to beat Stoyarenko just to see what BJ says about his triple threat. You wrong, man. you want you want to see her lose just to put BJ on suicide watch? Oh man. Dang, Brian, you wrong, man. I tell you what, look, man, I'm not picking Stoyarenko because BJ tried to sell Montana to me when she fought Macy. I still ain't gonna forget that. He sold everybody and said, Montana was ready for Macy. And then Macy went in there and worked her. I was like, dang, I should have went with my gut. But he sold. I'm careful on this one. I don't know. Luana Carolina might dance around her and piece her up, man. Stoyarenko in a triple threat right now? No, man, not yet. Stoyarenko got to beat somebody like Melissa Gatto and JJ Aldrich first. Because beating Luana Carolina ain't necessarily a triple threat now. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm calling for smoke. I'm calling for smoke on that. See, BJ gonna hear the end of this and he gonna call me out, but I'm ready. He said, yeah, man, I'm just saying, Mora big, man. Mora Demopoulos. You trying to get Demopoulos. Don't do that to Demopoulos, man. Don't do that to Demopoulos yet, man. I know you're gonna say, if not now, when, right? Oh man, Lupi versus Demopoulos, that'd be a good rematch because they put on a great fight. Yeah, BJ got us all with that one, man. BJ got us big time. I would be wary of anyone selling Casey O'Neill. Oh man, I ain't never buy that one though. I ain't buy that. In that particular situation, I did buy Montana and Macy because I didn't know what Macy was going to do, what Macy was going to show up, but Macy showed up and showed. But we're gonna see what Luana Carolina look like, man. Shout out to BJ, man, because Stoyarenko, if Stoyarenko go 3, if she go 3 with Luana Carolina, man, I don't know if that's gonna be a triple threat right there. I have to take her out. But yeah, this time I'm done, y'all. Let me jump off here. Shout out to everybody in chat. Appreciate y'all all the time. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Carolina Lucindo pretty soon. We're gonna have to talk about some strawweights. Yeah, Mora Hill, that's a good fight. We're gonna talk about some strawweights pretty soon. Got to. As I'm gonna say, I'm still not convinced in Julia Stoyarenko's cardio though. Luana just needs to survive early part. Yeah, if Luana survives with them long kicks and stuff, oh man, Stoyarenko. I don't know. Then you got JoJo Marina Moreau. Let me stop, man. That's told you too many fights right now. I'm done, y'all. Let me go. Hey, y'all have a good night. Peace.